back with the big group?
Yeah, it really, you could tell he had a little bit of a smile today. It's been a long time for him, and he's ready to go in the sense that now he's coming to full practice. Now it's now it's about trying to get his. I'm a big believer in practice. You got to get some guys in some game kind of rep shape, and that's what these practices are for.
Do you know how long had he been skating on his own before?
I think he's had about 6 or 7 skates. Maybe 5 or 6, but they're with Yogi, our skills guy, a little different. But now it's the pushing and shoving. It's the system stuff 5-on-5, which now that's the test, right? So you need at least 2 or 3 of those before you even start to evaluate them to play.
Is there even a timeline you want to put on it at this point, or?
Well, he's obviously a lot closer to playing than he was before, but I know that's a awful answer, but he's close. I mean, he's close. He's close.
Is it going to be another 2 months?
No, it's not another day to day, and then turn to week to week. Yeah, I don't think so.
Probably a week or 10 days ago when we asked you about him and where you sort of had missed him the most, and I thought your answer was interesting. That you said he was one of those guys you've already sort of identified that, when periods were sort of slipping away, he was one of those guys that you could turn to get momentum back in your direction.
Yeah, I think there's pedigrees on certain guys where the first one shift goes out and there's a little bit of chaos. Second shift's not much better. The third shift, a little gasoline on the fire. You're looking for that one guy, collective guys. Don't get me wrong, but just to calm, just to stop the momentum. And he's that way. Whether it's a face-off, whether it's being in the right position to break up a play, or be the right forechecker. He'll do something system-wise to calm the situation down, and that's what, having him, we missed that kind of common influence.
All the changes you've made to your lines, and you've tried different guys in different spots, you haven't touched the third line. Now, obviously you like it, but is it as simple as that, or is there a reason you haven't even moved one of those guys up, say?
Well, I tried Dakota with Petey there. It was a couple of games ago. I tried Dakota last year. I don't know. I think Dakota's just I don't like shuffling him too much. I think he's good where he is. I like that line. Very rarely, they have their warts every once in a while, like everybody. Like nobody's perfect, but very rarely when we have our game review, they have their fingerprints on chances against. So I kind of like that. And they're getting their chances. Dakota had breakaway. Gars had a point blank in the slot. Teddy got a goal. And then if you look on the other end, very rarely, even though Minnesota puck possession, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think they were part of any kind of the chances against. So why break that lineup? That's in my head.
Are you happy with Connor playing the way he's playing and getting so little offense to show for it?
Well, I know he's getting frustrated. The only thing with Gars, when he gets frustrated, he loses position, and then that's when he gets in trouble. So I think, Gars is playing well. He's doing a nice job for us. He's got a 3-year deal. What's he making? He's making a lot of money. Have fun and relax. The points, I understand if you're optioneer and you want to score, and I get it. Everybody wants to score, but if he just relaxes and plays, that's when he's good. I think when he gets a little antsy, he's not scoring, he gets out of position. So for the most part this year, I think he's been a good positional player for us. And that's when he's at his best, when he's positional. And he plays a little bit, I want him to play a little rogue, and I want him to play a little freelance, but he can't be too much of a freelancer. And that's why I've been happy the way that line's played. Yeah, should they have another few more points? Yeah, you hope, but Gustin made a hell of a save on that shot. What are you supposed to do?
He told me last night the wins are what matters, and that's what he's trying to focus on, which seems like a good philosophy anyway.
Well, I hope he has that attitude. I think he does, because at the end of the day, would you rather have 55 points and play golf in April, or would you rather have 40 points and be in a Stanley Cup and playoffs? That's really what it comes down to. And I'm not saying what he's going to get. I just know if he continues to get chances, they'll go in for him.
How did he score as many as he did for you in Arizona? Was it just a question you didn't have a lot of other guys that were in those situations to score goals, or?
I just felt around the net that a lot of those pucks were going in. He was very diligent of beating his check. And he's not a surprise anymore. When I had him, nobody knew who this kid was. So, teams are going to check him harder and stuff. But I thought around the net, sometimes you have that poise and they're going in for him. And now maybe he's pressing a bit, and maybe he's not overhandled sometimes. But in Arizona, he was very fluid with the puck. And I see it here, and even in practice. It's there. It's just a matter of transport, little more consistent when it gets around the net, being able to bury those chances.
His shooting percentage is quite low this year too. Is it just a matter of eventually he'll get some bounces and they'll start going in?
Well, yeah, if you see it, he's in the right spot as F3, and he gets that chance. If he gets frustrated, sometimes he'll go around the net and he'll be behind the net, and then that puck comes out in the slide, he's not there. So that's when you can't get frustrated. Keep going to that spot. Those pucks will go in. Don't change your patterns because they're not going in. That's what I believe in for him.
How excited are you to be back out there with the group today?
It's nice, good feeling. Be part of a team practice again, and just fun to be around the guys a bit more, and looking forward.
How far along are you in your recovery? What sort of a timeline are you on now, do you think?
Obviously, further along than the last few weeks. Today was first day, it was nice, and we'll see how it keeps going. I'll get a couple of practice ins with, get some line shifts in, and then we'll see.
How frustrating has it been to miss this much time? Initially, we sort of heard that it might be day to day, and obviously it's been longer than that.
Yeah, kind of took it a turn, and there was just couldn't do much about it, and just kind of had to wait it out, and took a bit longer. Just how it is, and obviously guys will love games in that short time, and definitely looking forward to be back on the ice.
You practiced that day at UBC. Like, was it something that happened in a game, and then just that practice told you that something wasn't right, or like had you been playing through something and that was sort of just the last straw?
Oh, kind of something had in the game, and then kind of showed up a bit later, and that was it, and the practice was still fine, and then kind of took a turn.
How difficult too? You were finding your scoring form too. You were kind of holding the hot hand when we last saw you.
Yeah, no, that's just how it is sometimes, right? Obviously, take that from when I get back to take from those games, those last 2 weeks. I think overall it was fine too, but those games now we could create a lot and find a scoring touch, and it can just continues hopefully from that point.
Do you have a game in mind? Certain one's good.
No, not yet.